All right, today we're jumping into something fascinating, maybe even a little wild, when it comes to dental health. The source material for this explainer basically takes everything we thought we knew about taking care of our teeth and flips it completely upside down.
So let's start with a question that I think is going to hit home for a lot of you. Does this sound familiar? You're doing everything right. You buy the expensive toothpaste, the super strong mouthwash, you floss, but you're still dealing with cavities, bad breath, or sensitive gums. Well, the source we're looking at today says the problem isn't what you're missing, it's what you're already doing.
And this quote just perfectly captures the paradox, right? Think about it. We find fossilized teeth that are practically ancient stones, incredibly tough. But in our mouths, today, a little bit of sugar can totally wreck them. So what changed? It's not the teeth. According to our source, it's the environment we're creating inside our own mouth.
So here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll look at that dental health paradox. Then we'll dive into your mouth's ecosystem. After that, a pretty cool probiotic revelation. Then we'll get into the source's solution for rebuilding that ecosystem. And finally, what this new approach to oral health really looks like. Okay, first up, the dental health paradox. This is all about the idea that when it comes to taking care of your mouth, doing more might actually be making things worse.
And here's the absolute core idea from the source. It argues that we've got to stop asking, what else should I be doing? And instead start asking, hey, is the stuff I'm already doing the actual cause of the damage? It's a huge shift in how we think about this.
Which brings us to our second section. If our habit's on the problem, who's the real culprit here? Well, according to this source, it's not sugar, it's not plaque, it's the total destruction of your mouth's natural ecosystem.
This really lays out the big misunderstanding, doesn't it? For years, we've been told the goal is to just kill all the germs, right? Create a totally sterile environment in our mouth. But this perspective says that's like trying to fix a garden by pouring salt all over it. Sure, you'll kill the weeds, but you also kill all the healthy soil, leaving the whole thing weak and defenseless.
And the source uses this really powerful phrase, nuking your mouth's ecosystem. The claim is that a lot of the ingredients in our everyday toothpaste and mouthwash are so harsh, they're just wiping out everything, including all the good bacteria that are supposed to be in there protecting our teeth and gums.
So, if killing all the bacteria is the problem, then what's the solution? Well, that leads us right into section 3, the probiotic revelation and the science of good bacteria. Okay, before we go any further, we have to get this term down, the oral microbiome. This isn't just about a few germs hanging around. It is a massive, living community, a tiny city of trillions of organisms inside your mouth. And just like with your gut, keeping the balance of good guys and bad guys in check is absolutely crucial for your health.
And here's the key piece of evidence that the source points to. A study, supposedly from a Springer Nature journal, found a really clear connection. It wasn't about how often people brushed or flossed. The one thing that people with amazing teeth and gums had in common was a huge, thriving population of good bacteria.
Which naturally brings us to section 4, how do you get that good bacteria back? Well, the source proposes a solution, a product it calls ProDentim.
So how's this supposed to work? The source describes it as a dissolvable candy, not a pill you swallow. And the logic there is actually pretty smart. By letting it melt in your mouth, you're releasing all those beneficial bacteria right where they need to be so they can get to work repopulating your oral microbiome.
And get a load of this number, 3.5 billion probiotic strains in just one dose. I mean, to put that in perspective, the idea here isn't to just add a few good soldiers to the fight, it's to send in a massive army of good bacteria to completely overwhelm the bad guys and shift the balance of your entire oral ecosystem.
Now, if we look at what's inside, the source breaks it down into 3 main things. First, you have the probiotic itself, Lactobacillus reuteri, which helps with inflammation. But then, and this is really important, you have inulin. That's a prebiotic, which is basically food or fertilizer for the good bacteria to help them grow strong. And finally, there's malic acid, which you find in strawberries, to help keep teeth naturally white. Okay, so what's the end game here? Our final section looks at this new approach and the promised outcome. What actually happens when you stop trying to sterilize your mouth and start trying to repopulate it?
According to the source, the results people report are pretty incredible. We're not just talking about masking bad breath for an hour. The claims are about a whole system upgrade. Gums that are healthier and stop bleeding, teeth that get whiter, less pain and sensitivity, and even less plaque building up over time.
So, the way the source frames it, you're left with a pretty clear choice. You can stick with path 1, the old way, using products that might cover up the symptoms but could be making the root problem worse. Or you can try path 2, which is all about tackling that root cause by rebuilding your mouth's natural defense system. And to try and make that second path feel a little less risky, the source material makes a point of mentioning there's a 60-day money-back guarantee. It presents this as a sign that they're pretty confident in how well it works.
And that brings everything right back to you. And to this one really powerful question, is your daily routine actually helping you? Or could it be the very thing that's hurting your smile?
That's definitely something worth chewing on.